Hey guys, it's me Shell here and welcome to a brand new video on the channel. Today's video is another very anticipated YouTube banner tutorial, and this has been requested the most amount of times like ever. I haven't received this many requests of a tutorial in my whole graphic designing career. And so today I finally decided that it's time to do this, and this time we're gonna do it with a face cam. So yeah, first YouTube tutorial with a face cam, so I hope it goes well because you're gonna be seeing all these weird expressions on my face while I'm designing. So let's get into that. And before I start, how I got the person that I'm making this YouTube banner for, I tweeted out on my Twitter account that, yo, if you know any underrated content creators out there that have, that require a good YouTube banner, YouTube design or YouTube revamp, let me know. And by my surprise, Wutty FN, if I'm not pronouncing his name incorrectly, I'm really sorry if I am doing that, he was highlighted over there. I checked out his channel and he, puts out some really good quality content that I really liked, and I thought, why not give him a YouTube banner. Now I don't know if he would like it or not, but I will try my best to make it as good as possible, and I will try to go through each and everything that I possibly can for the ease of all of you. So make sure to watch this video till the end, and let's just get started. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, we are on our YouTube banner guided PSD. Now this PSD is a PSD file in which I have the guidelines. I have the top of the banner that hides all of the unnecessary region that is only visible on smart TVs. And as we all know, a lot of us, and mostly more than 99% of the majority of the YouTube viewers, especially the gaming community, they do not really use smart TVs to watch any kind of stuff. They usually use PCs, and most use platform being mobile. So this region that I am currently moving my cursor in is the region where you are going to be putting in most of your stuff so that it gets highlighted on every single platform, including mobile. So this is a little PSD file that has always helped me, and I'm going to be putting a link to this PSD file in general as well in the description so that you can download it and you can easily utilize it without having to go through the immense trouble of making it very precise. The whole guideline is given, you just have to put everything inside the guideline. So I hope this makes it easier for you. Now today's banner is a Fortnite banner as per in the title, but it's a 3D text banner. I'm not going to teach you how to make renders just yet because I myself am practicing and making myself perfect in that. It's not that I have made myself perfect in other things, but at least I can teach people what you are supposed to be doing with the text and stuff, and with the Photoshop stuff. So today's banner is going to be including a 3D text, and this 3D text is not going to be made in Photoshop, as I personally believe that if you make it, you can make it in Photoshop, but it doesn't really look up to the mark. So we are going to be making it in Cinema 4D. So let's just open up Cinema 4D and let's get started. So here we have the Cinema 4D opened up. I have the R20.026 Studio downloaded over here. And it's a very easy, simple process. This was literally taught to me by my really good friend, a very talented graphic designer, 𝐏𝐻𝐿. His channel link will be in the description. His Twitter is also in the description. Make sure to check him out, show some support. A really talented person. So he taught me this, taught me all of this 3D text process, this whole procedure that I'm going to be showing you guys. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to be firstly needing a Lightroom. Now I'm going to be having a link to a Lightroom that I was provided with from Mr. 𝐏𝐻𝐿, a very good one, 10 out of 10. I would recommend using that for beginners, and if you can make yourself one, go ahead and do that if you're that good with Cinema 4D. But I am a complete amateur, so I'm just going to use that particular one. So I'm going to go into downloads, and I'm gonna open up that new Lightroom. Now in the Lightroom, when you open up, you're gonna have all of this stuff. Just delete it, but just make sure that these lights, the lights layer, does not get deleted, because this is the important one. This is the one that you will be requiring. That's the reason you have installed this, downloaded this Lightroom. Now the controls for the Cinema 4D are very simple. You can move along by clicking, pressing and holding on to this, gamepad kind of button. I don't really know this unidirectional, multi-directional thingy. Then if you want to go up and down, you can, you can zoom out, zoom in, zoom out, zoom in. If you want to, have a 360 look, you can use this. So basically we are going to be over here. All right, now how do you put in the text? You basically just go into this tab, more graph. In here, you're gonna go on, and the fifth last on my software, more text. You're gonna click it, and voila, you have the text, and it is pretty 3D already. So what you're gonna be doing now is you are gonna be customizing it. So basically, you're gonna click on more text. Obviously, it is already selected for me. I'm gonna go into object now. What I do personally is I first select the font, and let's just say, for example, the font that I will be using for this particular banner is going to be, let's see, the 𝐏𝐻𝐒𝐃 personal use only. I don't really know how to pronounce this correctly, but this is the font that we will be going with today. So text, right? So I'm basically going to be making a very showy kind of banner. You can either go with this font, or we can always go with the classic lemon milk, and and we can have it bold italic. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go with something different this time, because I've always used that font. 𝐏𝐻𝐒𝐃 looks absolutely great as well. 𝐏𝐻𝐒𝐃, literally there are so many fonts you can choose it by yourself, but I'm gonna use 𝐏𝐻𝐻𝐿 personally. Use all the fonts used in the banner will be in the description below, so you can download it easily. So you've got the font corrected, selected. Now all you need to do is, go into this text tab, erase this text, and put in whatever the name of that, the person that you're making the banner for, or if you are making it for yourself, put your name in there. Whatever, whatever text you need to render, just put it in there. I'm gonna put in Wutty. There we go, and we have Wutty over here. Although it doesn't really look very readable, I think we may have to change the font. It does not look very readable. If we choose 𝐼𝐻𝐻𝐿, it does look good. All right, let's see. We're gonna be experimenting with a lot of fonts. I'll be right back once I get a good font. Alright, so we are back, and basically I don't think that I will ever go on to using any other font than lemon milk, because I don't know, something gives out of this font for some reason. But yeah, I'm gonna be using this font, lemon milk. Once again, the link would be in the description, and for the previous font, that really difficult name, it's gonna be in the description as well if you want to try it out, because it does look good on some text, but not on this one certainly. So next up, what you're gonna do is you're gonna use this for, placing it. I'm just gonna place it right around over here. Now it's all simple. You're gonna go into depth and increase it to 60. That's what I do basically. You can either keep it at a very high number, or you can just smaller number. It's completely up to you. The next thing that I go is go into cap and start to fill a cap, and decrease this to 2, the end to fill a cap as well, and decrease this to 2 as well. And that's pretty much it. Now you're gonna put in the colors. So I saw that the profile picture of Wutty is green, so I'm gonna be going with green here. I have a glossy green color. Just drag the colors from these globes from the bottom part, I don't know. I'm messing up with my verse state and dragging there. This is a very glossy green. Let's try and find something more of, you know, a bit more dark, maybe, if that makes sense. This does look like a matte green, but I believe that the first green that we used would actually go good like this. So it's giving a good look. But what we can do, even you know, to make this whole thing better, is we can add in this white color instead. And then let me experiment with black. I don't think, yeah, I'm gonna go with the green one, and let me just adjust the lights similar to the way that we adjusted the text earlier. I don't want it to be very bright. It's just light on the upper part as well. Alright, let's now adjust the camera, how you would like the text to be rendered. I would like it to be something like this. Right, now to see how it looks, just click on render view, or you can press Ctrl+R, and it's gonna be giving you what? Yeah, it's gonna be giving you a preview of the text. Now this does look very neat, not gonna lie, but for some reason I will have to increase the horizontal spacing by a little bit. Now the reason why I did that was because these two T's were, you know, colliding. Now it looks a lot better. But still, I would say decrease this to 2, and a little bit of lighting work could be improved. Still light coming from below. Something like this. There is this light that is absolutely basically, I'm gonna be experimenting with some lights and stuff. Like this camera angle, please. Let's see how it looks. And it looks absolutely spectacular. That's exactly how we would want it. Let me just tilt it a bit like this, maybe. You know. Maybe this way. Yeah, this would look even better. So let's see. Render view looks absolutely fine. And now what we're gonna do is just render this. For you, it's gonna be a bit different because you're gonna go into edit render settings, you know, choose the width and height is gonna be this, but change the resolution to 300. That's what I do. And you know, save it into any place you would like it to be. So this is made by Mr. Pyro Art, so the words are gonna be very. Alright, so once you are in here, just save it. 3D text, let's say Wutty, and I'm gonna save it in here. Let's just close that, and now we can render it. There. Oops. It's out of the camera. Hold up. Yes, please. Let's make sure it's in the camera region and we have the text over here. Alright, done, done. Let's close this and back to Photoshop. Alright, so right now we are back in Photoshop and we have our 3D text ready. So let's just place it in, place embedded, go into there, 3D text, and there we have the Wutty text in here. Although it does look very black as of the moment, but trust me, once we put in the character and everything else, it's going to be looking awesome. So let me just drag it in the work thingy and rasterize it. Now we're going to be needing a skin render. I'm messing up my words a lot today. Now we are going to be needing a skin render. So let me just open up the skin pack that we always use. That is going to be the 𝐼LEFX Elite Render Pack. While it opens up, we're going to be right back. Alright, now we are back and I opened up the Elite Render Pack and I chose this skin because it goes with the green theme of ours. You can choose any of these skins. Literally, there are so many skins and you can use your own custom made renders if you can make those. So it's literally up to you. So let me just drag this in here. Dragging it in, and there we have our render with the text as well. So that is looking absolutely fantastic already. Not even tapping, just adjusting, and there we go. So we have the render, we have the text, and it is looking pretty good already. So the next thing that I do is personally create a new layer at the bottommost and just put in a off black. I say off black, a little light black, I would say a very dark gray, you may say, in the background, right? So we have a very dark black background, a very dark gray background, and you basically just do that. Now what's the purpose behind that is that you can either make it dark gray, a very dark gray color, or a very off-white color. It's completely up to you because the theme is greenish. I would like to embed some black in here. So alright, so the next thing that we personally I do is that I go into this Fortnite chapter 2 backgrounds pack. The link would be in the description. You can easily access it. It is free to use, and I basically pick out a random background that I would decrease the fill and put it in the background. So in the background of the banner, the background is coming so much that I myself today, I'm mixing up words a lot today for some reason, but yeah. So I'm just gonna put in a little dark vibes. Let's see, this one would look good because it has all these trees and it has this shade and stuff. I'm downloading it, so I'll see you right back. Alright, so now I have placed in the downloaded background. It's perfectly fitting in. I'm just going to increase the size by a little bit so that it fits in perfectly. It's leaping good. It's looking absolutely fantastic. Let's just rasterize the layer. Now here comes the part where why I put the black background. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this layer. Let's just say Fortnite background. I'm going to rename it. And selecting the layer, press Ctrl+U and decrease the saturation to -100, right? And then decrease the fill, right? Around 55, I would say. Can vary according to the background you have chosen. And now it is, a bit of a blending in with the background, right? Because it's, lowered in the fill, if that makes sense. It gives a very good look. Since this is not going to be a grunge or aesthetic banner, this is going to be more of my style of a banner that I usually do. So it's going to have a lot of lights, a lot of smoke, a lot of different kind of stuff. So what better way to get all of those Then going into the Astral pack, the link to that would be in the description. Make sure to download it. One of the best graphic packs out there, made by some really talented graphic designers, and surprisingly they even had some collaboration with me, although I didn't do anything, trust me. So make sure to download that, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we are in the pack right now, and as you guys can see, we have so many things and we have so much to do. So basically, the reason I opened this up was that we're going to be using it later on. So firstly, what I would recommend is putting in the light, the lights. By lights I mean putting in this background glow to the render and the text. So how do I do it? Basically, let's say this is the render. I'm gonna select that and Control J. It's gonna be a copy. I'm gonna erase that render main. Alright, now the render main is gonna be on the top. The below part, the render that we just made a copy of, you're gonna go and right click, blending options, go into color overlay, and select the color of the outer glow, the glow you want the character to be throwing out from its back. So I'm gonna select green because that's our theme. I'm gonna click OK, rasterize layer style, go into filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and this is going to give you a glow, right? Like this. You can adjust it like this and put it, I usually put it on linear dodge, and decrease the fill by a bit if you're feeling that it's a bit too harsh. There we have the outer glow, in that glow coming off from the render. Now the same thing you can do with your text. Control J, the copy is created. Let's name it the main, the one that you just made a copy of. Go into its blending options, color overlay, green, rasterize layer styles, go into blur, Gaussian blur, and accordingly give it a nice glow feel. But when you do that to the text, obviously it's literally the same color, so we are going to be giving some more details from the layer styles to the text. So I'm going to be putting in some drop shadow. It's going to be completely up to you to adjust this one. Then I'm going to be putting in some inner shadow, some inner glow as well, because this looks very neat. Then also some outer glow, the same color. The inner glow, you can put it on overlay so that it gives a very good look. And if you want, you can actually put a gradient overlay to it as well. It doesn't really make sense because you have already done all of this beforehand, but if you want to make it look a bit more detailed or something like that, make sure to do that. So basically right now what we have over here is the text and the character almost ready. What I do with the character is I go into the filter, camera raw filter, I apply a separate camera raw filter on the character itself, because it's just shell thing. So high contrast and detail, lift the shadows by a bit, lens plus CA correction, sharpening to the maximum, and that's pretty much it. It makes the whole thing look very well. Now let me see if I have any profile assigned to it. No, I don't have it. That's a good one, because if you have those, literally I have been having this issue for quite a while now. But whatever. Continuing the banner. So this is how our banner is looking. It's looking pretty sick right now, and there's a lot of work to do. So let's get into the Astral pack. First thing what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into particles. This is my favorite particle that I use a lot. This one, these are some light little particles that I don't know what to call because they're so pretty, I don't know why, I just love to add them. You know, you can add it like this, and it gives like this very nice and, you know, aesthetic look. You can change the colors of it as well, as I usually do. There we go. So the next thing that we can do is we can create a new layer on the topmost and go into the brush, select the hardness, put the hardness at 0, size to 450. That's the usual I go for. Select the green color, depends on what color banner you're making, and hold shift and draw a line like this. It's a bit too harsh. Right, like this, and put it at linear dodge. Adjust it so that it isn't that harsh, but it does, you know, show up, so it gives a green vibe to the whole of the banner. Like this. Now, the purpose of doing this, you would get it, because it would, you know, give this green light effect. It really looks good. It gives an aesthetic vibe to it. So pretty much the banner itself would be looking good, but you can add in so much more. That can be, you know, some more lighting, for example, a new layer, and select the white colors, the same brush size, and just highlight this part, you know, give a little light coming up from the top to, you know, showcase the whole, you know, main part of the banner. Now one more thing that a lot of designers would love to do is add in some lighting, because these kind of banners really look sick with some lightning effects going on in there. So let me just go with this one, and let's say, for example, we put it over here. Change the hue and saturation by pressing Ctrl G. Super simple. I am pretty color blinded, so not mind me, as I would fairly take longer to find the green color. Something like this, right? Oopsies, I accidentally moved my guideline. Once again, I have moved it incorrectly. Sorry. And, you know, it would give this lighting effect. You know, a lighting effect can be going on in here. Let's just, oopsies, I'm messing up a little bit. Don't mind me. Like this. And what you can do is you can put it either beneath it or maybe above it. It really depends on you, but I would say I would you know, rather put it on the top. But it really does, you know, matter. Depends on you if you can, you know, sorry for that. You know, you can do absolutely whatever you need to do with this whole thing. You know, this, if like, you can or not add this lighting effect. It's completely up to you. It's just for the looks, you know, to make it even look better. I would, you know, personally like to put it in there. Then another thing that I really like to do is put in some smoke. Smoke really does do a good job, but for that, you know, purpose, you will have to do it like this. Let me show you something. Let's say, for example, I'm taking this smoke. I dragged it over here. I'm gonna put it right around here. So basically what I'm gonna do is, this smoke as itself doesn't really look that well. So what I do is I put in a green tint. I'm gonna brush, put it all away, a new layer above that smoke, and create that as a clipping mask. Choose the brush, green color, put it all away, and go into the, you know, blend mode and put it as either overlay or soft light. It really depends on you. I would go with overlay, And hold up, let me make it a bit darker shade of green. Right, and basically what you have over here, put it at screen. Oopsies. What you have over here is some green smoke, right? Now, this green smoke as itself doesn't really look that good. Then what I do is I go into brush, I choose a black color, the hardness to 0, and I add some, effects from here. Great clipping mask. And yeah, another one, great clipping mask. Now select the color that you have already made the smoke of. Give it a bit of shade so that it looks like it's, it's throwing a color, kind of a vibe, The smoke is giving color. If that makes any sense in any freaking sense, but that's what we are basically trying to do over here. So basically, when you are done with that, I'm just gonna make this a group. Smoke. Right? So this gives this smoky vibe. You can either duplicate it, Control T plus horizontal, put it on the other side as well by little amounts, for the vibes, for that, look that you're trying to make in this whole banner. So basically we have this banner right now. Now many of you would be like, all right, this looks like a good banner, we can end it over here. You can, but if you want to make some more details, you can do that as well. Now how to do that? Go above the layer, the Fortnite background layer, make a new layer, name it as white brush overlay. Go into brush, 250, select white color, and randomly put some brushes around and put this at overlay. Fill to around 65% would be the ideal, I would say. And now it gives a little vibrant feel from the background. Now it does look very odd, honestly. I think a decreased amount would be better. 150, I would say. Yeah, this here and one over here, overlay, and let's just say 85 for this one. Right, so this gives some more details in this whole banner that we have here. Let me just organize this all, like name, green, low, particles 1. I'm going to be adding more particles in there. So going back into the Astro Pack, you can literally do anything you want, everything you want, but all I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go in here and select one of these particles. Let me see the ones that I absolutely dig. I would say these ones because they are abundant in quantity, and put them in here. This effect does not really come to the eye of the viewer a lot, but when it does, it gives a very nice look, I would say. Flip horizontal. It gives this very decent, I would say. It gives a very, I don't really have the words to exactly express my terms. Another thing that I just thought of, create a clipping mask, going to brush, choose the color green, and make some of these lighting bolts a little green as well. you know what I mean. Maybe if you would cancel, if you could maybe you could use a darker color so that it doesn't blend in, like something, I would say, you know, in this region. You can do this, but it's completely up to you. I'm gonna make it this much of a green, and this part as well, a little bit of this. Yeah, you know, a bit of a green, a bit of white. It would, you know, make some, you know, good looks. But it all depends on you, basically. So I'm just gonna put that on the top particles. So basically, a YouTube banner like this can be made super easily, and it doesn't really require a lot of, you know, experience in Photoshop. All you have to do is know how to utilize everything, every single thing, and you'd be pretty much good to go. Now, another thing that I usually do is put in the camera raw filter, and for that I will show the whole process right now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna group all of this. I already made a group, and the PSD file of this banner guided, and this banner guide PSD would be in the description. And if you want the banner itself as a PSD file, like the whole project file, the goal for this video is 300 likes. Once we hit 300 likes, I'm gonna drop the the YouTube banner PSD file in the description. The link will be in the description. You can download it and look at how everything has been done, and you even use things that I used. But also for this video only, if it hits 1,000 views in under 24 hours, it's a big number. So if it does that, the PSD file would be available in the first 24 hours as soon as it hits 1,000 views. So let's see if that's possible, because the amount of support on the recent and the last tutorial video has been insane, and it still is. So yeah, so this one, there we go. I'm gonna duplicate the layer group, Control E, it's gonna rasterize it. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into rectangular marquee tool and select this whole layer, this one. Press Control plus X, delete this, Control V above the work here, like the group, camera raw filter, and now it's going to show me the whole banner. It's a bit, for some reason, it's a bit it's not in the color of how we were seeing, you know, but whatever. Let's just put in the details. I'm gonna put in at high contrast. Vivid looks absolutely crazy as well if you would go with vivid, but I would go with high contrast for now. Then I'm gonna go into that, and I'm gonna put in lift shadows. I'm gonna go lens plus A, medium sharpening. The vignette I'm gonna put at heavy, and now I'm gonna do some edit, you know, basic, you know, this and that myself. I'm gonna decrease the exposure by a bit, increase the highlights by a bit. You know, you can see the highlights are increasing. I'm gonna, you know, put down the shadows so that the shadows are a bit more prominent just by a blur. Increase the whites, you know, because lights. Decrease the blacks so that the blacks are more prominent. Texture, clarity, and increase the dehaze by a bit. If you want, you can increase the vibrance by a little bit as well, and voila, your banner is pretty much ready, and it will be showing up on screen right now. My Photoshop is a bit messed up, so this looks very oversaturated, but once you export the whole thing, it looks the way that it looked when we were, you know, putting the camera filter on it. So yeah, basically this was the first ever YouTube banner tutorial on the channel. I was a bit personally confused as well, because everything that I do in these tutorials. I don't do that, pre-plan or anything. I just go with the flow, so that everything I do I can easily tell, rather than first making it and then skipping things that will make the video lengthy. I try to make it as clear as possible, so that's why the videos are pretty lengthy, and this one is going to be definitely lengthier than the previous ones, because I covered the Cinema 4D part as well, although I'm not very good at it, as you can see. But we made this banner, and you can make it as well. I show the whole process, and I hope it helped you all. And if it did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, because it helps a lot, as we are really close to hitting 2,000 subscribers. More of these videos will be coming up. And with that said, I stream daily, almost daily, on the channel as well. And the streams usually include tons of stuff, including GFX streams, so make sure to tune in to those as well if you're interested, and hit that bell icon as well, because if you want to be notified whenever I upload a new video or whenever I go live. So yeah, that's gonna be pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and yeah, it's gonna be a wrap. This has been 𝐏𝐿 signing off. Have a good day, have a good night, whatever you're having, according to time zones you're living in, and I'll see you all next time. Till then, peace off.